how important is it for you to be collecting data about what's working in the market, what you're observing day after day, and go through that, review it, find patterns, and test them out. This constant review process that I heard you kind of alluding to in your answer and your breakdown there.
Here's kind of my sauce, if you will. So I've been I've been obsessed with the review process kind of since the beginning. That's something that I've done very well in terms of trial and error, I would say. That's mainly because like my mentor Kyle was like he's diligent with review. He's huge on journaling and stuff like that. So I've learned a lot of these practices from him, and then trying to kind of implement over time like what works and what doesn't for me personally has been the bigger part of the trial and error. So with this review process, I have this thing called the big three. So I know we haven't talked too much on the powerlifting side of things yet, but we'll get into that in a second. But in powerlifting, we have squat, bench, and deadlift. Those are the three main lifts, like what I compete in and what I test. And so they're the big three. So I created this thing where I call it the big three in terms of review, and it's three components. It's one, the daily report card, two, individual trade review slash journaling of that, and then three is going to be playbooking the easy money setup. So these processes I have gotten from a combination of people, a combination of Kyle, my mentor, from Lance, and honestly, just like tweaking them to making them mine and like what makes sense to me has helped me the most because it's like, again, with these review processes, there's not like one size fits all. Like there might be some sort of header or column that benefits you, but you have to understand what it is. So maybe it's something like, where was the best entry here? And you really get fixated on that. Or like, what was your main mistake? You get fixated on that. But it's like the whole idea of what I'm trying to say with these three things is like, I've altered them in a way that really fit me, but I have been able to teach this stuff to people and it's really, really helped them. So I have been mentoring quite a few traders, and like the number one feedback I always get is like these review processes help them so much because a lot of traders just don't do review or like really know how to do it. So through like all my years of trial and error and kind of compiling this stuff is really like what has just helped me become a more consistent trader and just a more methodical trader and just been like so beneficial. So, kind of getting into that to break it down, first I have the daily report card. So I actually just picked this up a few months ago from Traders for a Cause. So I had, I chatted with Lance there a bit and chatted with Bella, which was cool. It was great to connect with them. And, I kind of told them like with my futures trading, because one of my biggest issues was I was just over trading like a madman. Like I was just like, it's so easy to press the button here and there. And I was like, why do I keep doing this? This is ridiculous. And they were like, yo, you should do a daily report card. And I was like, okay, like what is it really? And so they sent me like Lance had like a template on Twitter, and I kind of like basically recreated that and refined it a bit for like my style of trading and like segments and stuff. But basically, the whole point of the daily report card is you focus on a process oriented goal for the day and you grade yourself based on just that process goal. So with this, it's like it doesn't even have to do with your P&L. So it's like really simple for me. It was over trading. I'm like, okay, like how do I reduce this? So my mentor Kyle was like, he's like, okay, well, he's like, you have an over trading issue. He's like, why don't you make your process goal for that? Take two trades a day, no matter what. Like that's it. And so I was like, oh crap. And I was taking like, 6, 7, 8 trades a day. So that was really, really hard for me. But using this report card, I was like, okay, it's pretty much just like black and white in terms of grading. It's like if I take two trades, it's an A. If I take two trades within like a good system and setup and stuff like that, it's an A. If I take two trades and it's like, like they're not really within the system of what you're trying to do, like maybe not a VWAP setup or something kind of random, it's a B. And then really simple, if I took three trades and broke it, it was an automatic C, like no matter what. And so I kind of just went back to like, the school times. I'm like, all right, well, if you get A's and B's, you're doing good, right? So I started to use this on a day-to-day basis. And the report card is so great because it's something that you go through while you're trading in the session, and it's something you do pre-market, and it's something you do after the close. So it's like it's encompassing the entire framework of the day, and it doesn't take long to do, but it keeps you kind of like in check if you're trading and what you're doing. And you have like segments throughout the report card. So basically, you just do stuff like temperature check, like how you're feeling. Like are you like being consistent with your size? You're taking notes on like things that are happening, And I'm just answering these important questions and just like asking myself basically like, am I following the process goal of take only two trades? And it's like that becomes very simple. So like the biggest takeaway from the daily report card is like it's a focus on process, and it makes you just start when you start to see the A's and B's of following it, it starts to like build this confidence and conviction of you as a trader. And the cool part is at the end it has this segment where it's like it talks about basically like how to make changes for tomorrow. And I think like that's something with the review process where like if you're a struggling trader out there right now and you don't know like what you need to improve upon, you're not collecting enough data because it's like you're not taking notes like this, you're not doing stuff like this, you're not implementing processes like this. Like every single day after my session, I always know, oh, I screwed up there. I need to fix this for tomorrow. And it's like if you don't know that, you need better processes, stuff like this, in order to like learn that pretty much.